Hey there, I'm Conrad Tao, and I am a pianist and composer, and I am so excited that I'll be coming back to Cleveland, to Blossom Music Center, this summer. I'm super excited to be coming back, but I'm especially thrilled to be bringing Century Rolls by John Adams to Blossom. Century Rolls is John Adams' first piano concerto, and it was first written in '97 for Manual Axe, and it was first performed by the Cleveland Orchestra with Manny Axe. And the orchestra and the Honani and Manny all recorded this piece as well in an album that came out in '97, and this is an album that I grew up with. I was lucky enough to be introduced to this piece and this album in 2005, and I was so immediately struck by the piece. I was so excited by the sound world, the harmonic sound world, the thrilling orchestration. There was just so much about the piece that caught my attention and caught my ear, and I was just happy that John Adams had a piano concerto. So the piece is called Century Rolls. The rolls part of that equation is piano rolls. Adams was influenced by piano rolls, which are the earliest recording technology that we have that was editable. I think you hear it from the piano's very first entrances in the piece, which are so exciting and indeed roiling, full of excitement and optimism. So that's the rolls part of the title. What about century? Well, this piece is written in 1997, at the end of a century, at the end of the 20th century, with the millennium on the horizon. I feel like throughout there is this excitement and optimism around technology, this kind of look at how far we've come across this 20th century. There's almost like a giddiness in the piece that feels to me like it's a celebration of the technological advancements of the 20th century, but there's also some anxiety. And certainly from a 2023 lens, I suppose it's easy to read anxiety into any sort of technology. Throughout, there's this interest in mechanical processes. I mean, the piece begins with like almost like ticking clock noises, like gears clicking, or you know, the vibrant inner world of all of our machines. So much of the music is super pulse-driven and motoric, and yet within those textures there is lyricism and line and groove, lots of groove. In the middle movement of the piece, Adams leans into a more conventional sense of lyricism, a more straightforwardly beautiful singing kind of lyricism, and that second movement is called Manny's Gym. Manny, of course, being Manny Axe, and Gym being a reference to Satie, to the gymnopédie. And it's a lovely music. It's a quiet, gentle music, and it's accompanied by woodwind lines. It reminds me of the second movement of Ravel's G Major Concerto as well. Wonderful music that just kind of goes on forever. By the final movement, Adams is back to his, I mean, I hate to say usual tricks, but we're back to really motoric, driven, rhythmic material. Now, you really can't talk about piano rolls and player pianos without talking about Colin Nancaro, another great 20th century composer who wrote music explicitly for piano rolls. And Nankaro used this technology in order to execute patterns, large-scale rhythmic patterns and structures that are basically physically unplayable just because we pianists have only two hands. The final movement, Hail Bop, which is a mishearing, is a crazy romp. A colleague messaged me recently saying like, oh, I played celesta on this piece once and it's really a ride. Perfect word for it. This final movement especially. Nankaro's music was always about interlocking patterns, interlocking rhythms, and across the entire ensemble, you really hear that. This last movement is so exciting, and we, I guarantee you, are hanging on for dear life. So, come join us. I'm going to be performing this piece on August 5th at Blossom with the Cleveland Orchestra, conducted by David Robertson. So, please join us. It'll be a good time. Hope to see you there. Bye.